But yeah, man, we live, baby. Welcome to the first edition of the Indie Unplugged live, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who may be on and participating, man, I appreciate y'all tapping in with us. But man, yeah, how was y'all week, bro? Y'all been good?
Busy but blessed.
Yeah,
Man,
man. It's been a good week.
look, I don't even talk about busy, bro. Like I've been working, because the thing with being an independent, right, is that you still probably work a 9 to 5, probably probably like we do,
Said
man.
probably.
Like we do, and I've been
Yeah, if
working.
you ain't got a job, get a job because
Get a job.
make it that much easier to do what you want to do.
Facts, bro. I've been working from like 9 to 9 since
Yeah.
since last Wednesday. Yeah, yeah. We got some crazy happening at work that it's all hands on deck, and I'm just like, I told my staff today, I was like, yo, we getting off here today. We not Friday. We are not working past 5 today. Like we'll be online tomorrow, but outside of that, we not being on. Nah, not today, brother. Nope. Let me copy this link just in case people want to join in. Send a little message.
Yeah, I know the fourth quarter be like that anyway. Holiday season,
Yeah. Yup.
the jobs would be OT.
Now we in this. Yeah, we in the middle of this audit. Which that's the crazy issue.
I'm saying, look, and shout out to all the government workers that's not working
That's not
and
work.
not getting paid.
And ain't right. Not getting paid. 'Cause that's crazy. I remember being there in the army when the government shut down one time. We acted a fool though. We was young and stupid, and we acted a fool. Like y'all ain't paying us. Y'all ain't paying the military. Shoot, and we cut up. They were like, "Hey, don't think that when everything turns around that we can't kick y'all out of here because of y'all behavior."
Right.
So
I read something the other day that said they paid ICE what they call super checks. Have you heard of this?
what is a super check?
They basically pay you your whatever your cycle salary would be twice.
What?
So let's say if you get paid every 2 weeks, or if you get paid, on the 1st and the 15th or whatever, that to ensure that they didn't have any hardships, that they paid them their regular rate of pay 2 times in one paycheck. They call it a super check.
Yeah, I need all companies to do that. I need my job to do super checks. Mhm. I need a super
I
check,
ain't never
bro.
heard of no super check before. I
I
ain't
what?
never heard that before.
Yeah,
Neither.
That's crazy.
And for some reason, I just was thinking to myself, man, this situation is crazy. And I thought to myself, I wonder if ICE is getting paid. So I Googled it.
hmm
And that's how I learned it. And I was yesterday years old when I learned about a super check.
Yo, if they could do super checks for something like that, how come they can't do super checks for?
Hey, man, they could do whatever they want.
Hey, I've learned they could do whatever they want, but
Hey, if you an independent artist out there, like you got to get that super check. You know what I'm saying? Supersize the stream, supersize the merch, supersize your show fee.
yo, you get a super check. Yo, my man Fab said he gets those. Hey,
He said, I get those. Oh, okay. Shout out to the super
I
checks
need a
then.
super check. Shoot, what can I get that at? I'm gonna come work what you work at, bro. Like facts. But man, tonight's the first night we diving into a new format for the show. I'm excited to kind of see where we go with what we do. But tonight we're gonna dive into a couple things. First, the first segment we're gonna kick off is called the Indie Report. This is kind of like our usual thing. Kind of probably more a little concise and straight to the point because we got some other things that's going to be coming up as well. But a lot has happened since the last time we got together. One of the first things that as I was putting together the topics for tonight, and trust me, there's a ton of topics that's out there that we could be talking about. Um, I think this one is crazy because now there's a artist led class action lawsuit against Spotify, claiming mass scale fraud involving billions of Drake streams. Right? So I think we said that before, that he's trying to sue Spotify for something that he's taking advantage of himself. But I found it interesting. So as I always do, let me read the context. Right. So Spotify is now the target of a major class action lawsuit filed by independent and signed artists alleging mass-scale fraudulent streaming activity involving billions of manipulated Drake streams. The lawsuit claims Spotify knowingly benefited from bot-driven or artificially inflated streams, boosting high-profile artists while underpaying others. The rapper who is leading this entire charge, RBX, argues that this algorithmic bias and stream inflation costs working musicians millions in legitimate royalties. Spotify has denied wrongdoing, insisting its detection systems flag and remove fake plays. But this case reignites the long-running debate over transparency, manipulation, and fairness in the streaming economy, especially as major artists dominate payout pools while indies struggle to survive. Y'all think this I wonder why.
This is what you say. Drop one of Clues bombs for RBX.
Right. I'm yo, we haven't heard RBX name.
Is this Death Row RBX?
Death Row? In decades.
RBX.
The narrator? The narrator?
Yes. Yes, this is RBX, bro. The rapper RBX from Death Row. Snoop's cousin.
Snoop's cousin? Has RBX ever had a solo album ever?
No, sir. At least I don't think.
Has he ever had a solo song?
I don't think so. I don't think RBX had a solo.
Like he did. I feel like I seen a video back in the day. Back on Rap City.
I've never heard a solo RBX song in my life.
Me either.
So what are we talking about here?
By himself?
Never in the history that I know of. So this is like some kind of TV show. This can't be real. Yo, you don't got no solo records. Like, this is the most random, weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, I think so too.
RBX?
RBX.
Of all people, right?
Of all people. I mean, I would, because the whole thing where Drake came out, and of course we know the whole history with that, based upon the beef and how he was suing Spotify because of the whole Kendrick thing, alleging that Kendrick was using these same type of tactics.
Right.
But nobody came out and said anything. Nobody came out and said anything. But all of a sudden, now I'm not trying to defend, Drakeus, Aubrey and this whole thing.
They say RBX got albums. He dropped RBX Files in 1995. That was an album. Then he dropped No Mercy, No Remorse in 1999.
Bro, we ain't never heard what the album's looking like.
I ain't heard a song.
On that.
I ain't heard a song.
I never heard any.
I feel like I remember him having solo records on Rap City.
Bro,
what was there was another rap show that came on right before Rap City. It usually had like the more underground stuff. And then Rap City had the more mainstream stuff.
Really? I'm 30 years old. I never knew there was another rap show besides Rap City on BET.
No, definitely was another rap show.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because usually that's where you would see people like, let me tell you who wasn't on Rap City at first. People like Redman, K Solo. They wasn't considered the mainstream ones at that time. They end up being on Rap City, but they ain't start out there.
But still, but here's the thing, though. I think Redman would have, and K Solo was probably had bigger notoriety than like a RBX. I mean, yeah, he came out with some the RBX Files, No Mercy, No Remorse.
Yeah. But K Solo had his own. K Solo had Spellbound. He had he had solo records.
Hey man, RBX said he got a catalog, man. He dropped he's got 7 solo albums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 solo albums.
He dropped one in 2000, from 1999 to 2004, then 2005, 2007, and then 2024. Ain't nobody checking for RBX.
So he had one in 95. That was prime.
Wait, B. Don't disrespect the man. I'm not trying to disrespect.
I'm not trying to disrespect him.
You get a little disrespectful. I, I'm not saying disrespect him, but
Look,
I just don't. I've never heard of any solo, and
look,
I'm an encyclopedia. I ain't never heard of no RBX solo stuff. So I ain't trying to just the man is dope. He's a dope
look,
artist. I just never heard a solo RBX song, and I've never heard of one in my life.
in my life. But here's what I'm
But
saying. No
but
disrespect.
you said anybody check? I'm checking for it. I would love to hear RBX solo stuff. I would love to. So I would
Yeah, I
check
don't want to
for it.
hear it. But
You're gonna have to go.
apparently,
I doubt they even on Apple Music. But I
but I
mean,
Exactly.
guarantee you,
I
whatever he's talking about in terms of the stream thing is got to do with. I bet it's a song that, to B's point, I bet it's something that he was like featured on. That's probably a
Well, of
Snoop
course.
Dogg record or something
I,
that got crazy streams,
look.
and he looking
Yeah.
for his check. It ain't nothing from his solo album.
I mean, he on the chronic. Come on now. He on the chronic. I mean,
So there you go.
that's that is arguably the greatest rap album ever. Arguably. Not saying it is, but you can
Greatest,
make so of course he's on
It
there.
definitely can make an argument
it
for
ain't
that for sure.
though.
So I mean,
Now,
no,
keep,
no.
now, don't get it twisted. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but no disrespect. I mean,
You
who's?
said
I mean, but
you
who's?
said anybody checking
RBX?
for him.
I mean, but who's really checking for RBX though?
Yeah,
No.
I'm just saying it's a clothing
Me.
line
Oh,
made
you.
by like
But
Reeboks or
before this
something.
conversation, B, you weren't checking for RBX.
No, you
No,
wasn't.
Block 2. You want?
No, I was because RBX is back on Death Row with Snoop Dogg. He on Snoop Dogg's new Death Row.
That's Snoop cousin.
So I've been exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I've
cousin.
been waiting for some RBX. I like RBX.
You
I'm
was waiting.
just so I ain't trying to disrespect the man. I'm just saying I've never heard of any solo records ever.
But it just makes
So
me curious.
it's quite ironic. These parties. It's quite random. It's very random. He's on this lawsuit. Very
Super,
random.
like
Of
why
all people.
of all people? Now, I'm not saying he can't be a person that does it, but of all people, why RBX is the
But
person?
wait, didn't you say it's like a class action scenario? So who are some of the other people that are on it with him?
That's what I wanted to find, and I couldn't find who the other individuals are.
It
I
probably
think
ain't nobody.
because the article. Let me see the article. I don't think the article mentions who the other individuals are.
Apparently he on Apple Music. Apparently.
Who
Somebody
RB?
sent me a message. Somebody sent me a message and say he on Apple Music. So, hey, forgive me,
He's on
but
Apple
you know
Music?
what though?
Is he
I'm
on
gonna
Apple
check it
Music?
out though because unlike Brian, I'm checking for him. So I'm gonna check it out
Right.
later.
Yo, let me tell you what else is crazy. Like, shout out to those who, what I'm saying, have a passion for the craft and that passion lives forever. RBX is almost 60 years old.
Hey,
He
Hey,
maybe
58.
about to drop an album.
58.
hey,
So, hey, them
hey.
streams probably done added up by now. Them streams from 95 probably worth a little something.
He is look. So it talks about filed in California. He is named as the lead plaintiff. The lawsuit alleges that foul play has led to Drake's exorbitant streaming numbers. How now? But my thing is, why RBX? And when this whole thing was being alleged that Kendrick was doing this same thing, nobody in the history of nobody in all of hip hopdom came out and said anything.
Not hip hop them.
Now, now there's a whole class action lawsuit, artist led, right? There are signed artists. What does it say? There are, where's it at? Signed artists, right? Artist led. There are independent and signed artists who are on
Yeah.
this. I wish I could find. They're not naming who besides RBX because he's the lead plaintiff. Now I would love to be able to see the actual court documents, unless they're going to redact everybody's name outside of who the lead plaintiff is. But it'll just be interesting to find out who is all a part of this class action lawsuit, because now that Drake lost his, so it seems like, yo, we're going to come out and get revenge on you. I mean, RBX is from Cali. You know what I'm saying? So it was it's like somebody stepping up. Kendrick ain't saying nothing. So it's like, yo, you came at us. So we gonna figure out how to come back at you for whatever the reason may be. I just thought it was
Conspiracy.
a conspiracy. It's just random
So
to me.
somebody put RBX up to it. What you saying?
You feel like I feel what motive would RBX have from
But it's so random. Why RBX? That's weird.
RBX is
oh,
crazy. That's
RBX?
That's
out of
so random.
And I'm looking at it online, and it's in a lot of it's on a lot of the media sites. So somebody's paying for a PR push to get this story out there
Sure.
about this suit on streaming platform or
Mhm.
on Spotify specifically.
Yeah,
I mean, it's in Rolling Stone. RBX, Rolling Stone. Seriously? Stop playing. Somebody in the PR department wrote a check. Stop playing.
Yeah, I don't.
I wish them the best though, because we know it's true. We know the streams are fraud to some extent.
Of course.
So
of course.
We know that people use fake bots and numbers and streams to do their thing. I mean, we know that's a thing, but this is just so random. I want to know what I'm interested in finding out where this goes and where the motive behind this is. Does he have a project that's probably going to drop because his last project came out in 2024? Maybe he has a new project that's about to drop in 2026, and he wants some attention drawn toward that. Maybe somebody put him up to it because, the whole Drake and Kendrick thing. And now that Drake lost or the lawsuit, now it's like, yo, we about to get revenge for the homie. I don't know.
Weird.
It's just mad.
Revenge for the homie is crazy.
It's just mad random.
Weird. It's weird.
Mad random. But RBX? Somebody putting you up to it, RBX. I need you to come clean because that's just real.
Fact, but I speculate it's a fact.
Yo, it's just real random for you to be the person that's filing a class action lawsuit about fake streams. Never mind. B gonna say I'm disrespecting.
Say, look, we're gonna give you $100,000, bro, to be the face of this lawsuit. Okay, so just sit back, and take this $150,000 real quick. All right. I said, okay, I'll take it.
Say less.
Say less. I got
say less.
Ain't nothing bad can happen. The only thing they can say was like, boom, we got a lawsuit.
I wonder who else they asked. So I wonder who else they asked to be a part of this lawsuit.
Right, who said no?
That's what.
Right.
To where RBX ended up being.
He was not the first choice.
Like who they asked? They was like, okay, we asked Razcast. He said no. We asked Mac 10. He said no.
Exactly.
Went up and down the West Coast looking for rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I mean,
we asked Mac 10. He wanted 500.
Oh yeah.
Mac 10 said that number too low. He getting money still.
That's too low for me. I need what Dub C at?
Hey, you better bow down. You better. Hey, I need more than that in my core.
Like, hey, like you better come with some higher numbers than that. You want me to go out and come out and say some stuff, but that's crazy. I'm just interested. So I'll be interested to see where this story goes in the near future. I'm sure we'll come back and report back on it. But yeah, that's that's crazy. Like, for the people out there watching, you got something you want to say, jump in, let us know. Hey, you even have the ability to be on camp. That's the crazy part.
I was gonna say, and if you know who RBX is, name 2 hot RBX songs in the chat, because I can't even remember none.
Solo songs, though. Solo songs.
Solo RBX records. Drop them in the chat.
I can't name you one.
No, I can't name one. I didn't even know RBX had solo albums until you mentioned it, Ty. Had no clue. Had no clue he had solo albums. I'm like, but once again, who
maybe this is a weird play to bump his catalog. Because we all wondering now. We looking him up now.
Now we
want the most Google searches he done had in a decade.
Exactly.
In 3 decades.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll keep abreast of that and let find out what goes on. But I for independence, of course, just make sure that I'm just still tripping off of that. That's crazy. Nobody said any. That's the thing that gets me. And then we can move off this topic. But that's what gets me is nobody said a single thing about anybody else using bots, right? So this whole thing is not just about Drake, right? I want to make sure I clarify that, because in the lawsuit, it's not just about Drake, but it does name Drake as the example, the primary example, right?
Right.
But it's about other people too. It just happened to be that Drake is the biggest artist, and that's who they pointed out was Drake. But nobody said this when Drake was going and trying to say this whole thing about Kendrick and not like us and all that whole thing. Now all of a sudden it's a big issue because now I'm interested to find out who the other people are. So y'all gonna come out and say something. I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna chat GPT it.
They got to be Z-list at this point. They got to be Z-list.
Um,
If RBX is the face of this,
they
they
on
got to be
RBX
like
level
people we ain't never heard of before.
ever. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah. Anyway, we'll come back and we'll find out some new information in regards to it. Man, next on the Indie Report, I thought this was crazy. Tye and I was talking about this before we jumped on camera, which was Deion Cole calls out Kai Cenat, respecting legacy or gatekeeping cultures, right? So y'all know who Deion Cole is, right? Comedian, actor, sparked a conversation recently that came out where he called out Twitch streamer and influencer Kai Cenat for allegedly not recognizing major Black legends like Babyface and Wale during recent industry events. Now I don't know if it was a Babyface thing, but it definitely was the Wale thing, right? He made mention that he didn't know who Wale was. Deion made remarks during the podcast weren't just about just that moment. It's just the fact that a lot of younger individuals who are digital creators and influencers don't really know who a lot of the artists and pioneers and legends are of the culture. And so he called out Kai Cenat specifically and was like, look, my man's talking about he don't know who this person is and that person is or what the case. And we talked about it before, right? Should Kai Cenat, who is on a stage as he is, in concert with the people that he's mingling with, should he know who these individuals are? Should he brush up his research abilities when he's interacting with musical legends and people? Well, I don't want to throw out the word legends, but people who may be more mature in hip hop, right? I don't know what the right word I want to use. But should he be knowledgeable?
Or
Seasoned, right? Yeah.
Veterans.
Should he be knowledgeable? Veterans, right? Was Deion Cole wrong for calling out Kai Cenat for that?
I don't think so.
I know I have the unpopular opinion. As always.
Per usual.
Per usual. I'm just saying, this kid is 20-something years old. Like, what grade was he in when Wale was popping with Rick Ross back in the day? And now he has his own generation's worth of music to listen to. There's no way that he's gonna know everybody. I would say that I listen to a lot of hip hop music. There's still people that if I saw them in person, I don't know who they are. Like, not only that, to the point of him being on BET, it was their responsibility to put somebody out there who would know who people are. First of all, like, come on, chill out. What they're going to do, get that man flashcards with every rapper on them, be like, okay, who is this? Okay, who is this? Okay, who is this? And he's supposed to remember every single person off of face value that they put in front of him. Like, come on, stop it. That's not even real. Plus, the scenario that happened with Wale was not even on their camera. It was on his live stream. Mm-hmm. So it'd been different if they had him introducing Wale during the show or something and he didn't know who Wale was. That wasn't the case. He was literally on his way to his car, getting in the car, and ran into Wale in the parking garage. Like, so
But
it's, to me, it's a sign of being an old head when you expect everybody who is in music to know who everybody is that you love and you appreciate and you respect. Like, relax. Music come and go in waves and flows, and people know what they know based on what they listen to.
look,
He's there to cater to his age group. His age group is not Wale. That's not a reason to to
but look,
condemn the fact that he don't know who everybody is.
but it's your own audience base that's telling you who he is. Your his own viewers are like, yo, that's Wale. Like,
Not all of them know.
not all of
For
them.
example, I watch Kai Cenat streams. Of course, I know who Wale is, but I'm also 20 years older than Kai Cenat. I just happen to be tapped in.
Yeah, but
So yeah, people told him who he was, but let's not act like it was some 19-year-old kid that was like, "Hey, Kai,
but
that's Wale." Like,
here's the thing though. It's not like
oh,
not a known artist though. It's not like Wale is an artist that is RBX.
Ty said he
Hey,
tapped
he
in. Ty,
said, "Get
Ty
off of
tapped in.
RBX."
I mean, but
He
if I'm
said
looking
there
at
will be no RBX slander.
comparison, Wale is not an RBX. People know who Wale is,
That's a
right?
fact. That's
You
a
may,
fact. He not, but it's a lot of rappers.
but it's a lot of rappers, but there ain't a lot of rappers that's like.
It's a lot of rappers.
Yeah,
And it ain't but 4 hairstyles and
but
all the rap.
but it's not a lot of rappers that have reached a certain pinnacle of like where Wale has.
Oh man, Wale ain't reached no pinnacles. He nice. And he got some slaps for sure.
He do got
But
major
but
slaps.
but Wale ain't
Major slaps.
he he probably is not what he should be for whatever reason. I don't know why his
I,
commercial success hasn't been the equivalent to some other guys, because he's better than some other rappers that have
that
done
I,
bigger and better numbers. Like, Wale nice.
Wale nice. He mad nice, bro. Like, but
Yeah, Wale nice.
I
But at the same time, I don't expect a 25, 24, 23, 20-year-old to have Wale in a playlist when we know they listening to. I mean, to them, Tyler Creator probably is old.
could be.
Fact.
I could
To
see it,
them,
but they still know who Tyler the Creator is.
yeah. And so if
That's a
he's the
fact.
top of that food chain for them, I bet Wale 10 years older than Tyler the Creator. I bet Wale been out 10 years longer than Tyler have. So if you listening to Kodak or Nudie or
Yeah, but
any of these
Not really.
younger rappers, you know Wale records when you hear them because they smashes.
yo, it's
And so they be on the radio, they might be in a
yeah.
DJ's mix, but you don't know who Wale is.
I
When
find
a
it hard.
record gets played, there's no virtual picture of who the rapper is that come up.
I find it hard. I find it hard pressed for
Relax.
somebody to not really know who Wale is, because I'm sure even if you listen to Meek Mill, Rick Ross, whoever, you're gonna hear Wale on it. DJ Khaled, you're gonna hear Wale on there, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, who's this?" I find it hard pressed for somebody to not really know who's in black culture, black hip hop, to not know who Wale is. I find that.
Nah,
I
it's a lot of rappers, bro.
find,
It's a lot
but
of rappers.
a- I
We
think it's
can't be that
a lot of.
locked into our generation of music that we assume that everybody else is. I guarantee you, if you I wish that we could literally do a poll and put up some not old but older rappers, and I bet you some of these young people couldn't tell you who they are.
Man, look, we're gonna do that too. We're gonna do that. Yeah. I just find it odd that you don't know who Wale is.
Well, I think that we got to look at the actual Deion Cole interview because you're talking about Deion Cole,
Yeah.
and what Deion Cole specifically talked about was the Kai Cenat's attitude and his whole demeanor towards him. being an OG, which is out of line. You know, him
What do
kind
you
of like,
do?
nah. I think that you gotta be. If BET hires you, you gotta be professional. If you're hired to cover a certain event, you gotta do your due diligence
You
as a
should.
professional,
So what he's supposed to? So were they
and
supposed to give him flashcards with every rapper's face on there? He's supposed to be able to name every rapper,
if that's what it takes, absolutely, absolutely.
and then he gonna remember all of them.
Hey,
It
figure
don't.
it
Well, that'll speak to his professionalism and how good he is at what he's doing. I
But
think that but here my thing is the way Deion Cole described how he was treated. How he was kind of brushed off and blown off. It's about attitude.
that's not how it happened.
It, no,
I
listen,
seen it. Did you see
listen,
it?
listen.
I
If
saw it.
Kai Cenat, if Kai Cenat doesn't know who Deion Cole is, that's one thing. But how you approach it and how you deal with the situation in real time
You got to
says
see
it
it.
all.
You
Says it
haven't. I
all.
can tell you haven't seen it.
I'm just
But
telling
what
you.
that I
I'm
saw
going.
it though.
So
You saw
so if you're saying Deion Cole is misrepresenting the situation, that's one thing. But I'm going
He
off
is.
what the
That's
man
what I'm
said.
saying.
Well, no, if he's misrepresenting, then whatever. I don't know. I didn't see
It's
it.
like
I'm going
this.
off the way it was presented by Deion Cole. If what Deion Cole presented is accurate, then I'm on his side. I think that you gotta be more humble. You gotta like be willing. You gotta have a attitude of trying to know. Oh, really? A word? That's what you were. Okay, damn. Okay, I
Mhm.
gotta get hip. I gotta tap in. I gotta get hip of what's going on. Okay, cool. Respect. I think a lot of these young people, a lot of these YNs don't realize that the goal is to be an old head. That's the goal. That's where you want to get to. You want to be an OG one day. You want to get there one day. So you should treat that with respect, knowing that without the OGs, without the old heads, you wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't have the opportunity to be who you are.
So this is a
So
perfect time, like when we get to a point where boom, insert clip here. Because
please
if
do.
you've seen what actually, and this is like what I was saying earlier, Kai Cenat was on his way to his vehicle. He
Yeah.
was getting in the truck. He passed Wale in the parking lot.
I'm talking about Deion Cole. I'm not talking about
So
Wale. Somebody
so but
Deion Cole.
but the story that Deion Cole tells in that interview is about the Wale scenario.
I'm talking about the clip where Deion Cole talked about how when he met Kai Cenat, when he met him, the way Kai Cenat treated him when he met him.
Oh, yeah. Because he did mention that in the interview.
I'm talking about that.
Yeah, he
How
said he
how, how,
mentioned that. Yeah,
how
yeah,
he was brushed off, how he was
yeah.
played. I'm talking about that. I'm
Yeah,
talking. I ain't talking.
'cause-
Listen, Wale. I love Wale, but I think Wale got his own other issue. Wale took that situation and kind of blew it.
Yeah, he went crazy with it, but
I'm talking about Deion Cole
yeah.
describing his
His
interaction
interaction with
with
Wa-
Kai Cenat.
yeah.
I'm saying if that is true,
He
I'm
said,
on Deion Cole's side. If
yeah, he
if
said
if
Kai was like, man, like whatever, like
because Deion Cole said Kai Cenat pretty much blew him off when somebody told Kai Cenat who he was and what he did, and Kai Cenat still kind of like, yeah, whatever,
yeah,
kind of
whatever.
like blew him off. That is not cool. Period. It's not
Yes,
cool.
that's what
Even
That's what B's talking about because
that's what I'm talking about.
Deion Cole did mention that. I mean, he used the Wale joint as an example, but he was talking about his own interaction with Kai Cenat when they met.
Exactly.
And the Kai Cenat was like, somebody that tell like, yo, that's Deion Cole. You know, he's an actor, comedian. Kai Cenat was just like, he said Kai Cenat was like, like whatever, like, I don't care, like whoever that dude is. He said, and Kai
Not
Cenat
cool.
just like rude and brushed him off, like whatever. Um,
Because because Deion.
he used the
Go ahead.
he used the Wale example to help make the case for his own interaction and the interaction with that. But he also referenced the situation that happened with Babyface, which wasn't Kai Cenat, which was another a lady who kind of blew
Those girls, yeah.
off to
oh
get
yeah, I remember that.
so he's making a
Oh, where she literally like was
She was
like, oh, she seen somebody. Was it like Taylor Swift? I think.
chaperone.
Oh, Chapel Roan,
Yeah.
Chapel Roan,
And yo,
and
this
But
is
she's
that's the
like
point, though.
talking to
That stuff is
Babyface.
not acceptable. It's not cool.
That was bad.
that was
That
It's
was
absolutely
bad.
not cool. It's
that was
not
on
That
cool,
was
man.
bad.
that's not
It's
cool at
not
all.
cool.
So that's what Deion Cole is saying, that type of
That was
behavior
bad.
by these individuals who are young individuals, because Kai Cenat's young and she was young, not being respectful to the older, mature, seasoned individuals in the game and blowing them off like they're nobodies. And it's like, yeah, you may have accomplished this then, but you're not nobody now. And the thing is, how dare you blow Babyface off? Like, do you know how many
Yeah,
records this
that was
man
bad.
has sold versus Chapel Roan? Chapel
The
Roan
Babyface thing was bad.
is not even
This
close.
is another thing I will say about that. We have embarked on a culture right now where we have many people doing jobs that they are not qualified for.
Facts.
So and based on their public perception. So when you talk about AJ, when you talk about Free, when you talk about Terrence, shoot, even if you're talking about Bow Wow,
They knew.
they all had media training
They knew.
that prepared them for what that should look like. Not only that, but they all were directly affiliated and being compensated by the network. So then when you bring in people off the street, just because they're popular, who have no formal media training, and they aren't directly working for the networks, right? If Kai Cenat or whoever say something crazy,
Hired.
so we almost set them people were set up for failure. Should they, to B's point, have taken some onus of their own to make sure that they were ready to do the job that was at hand?
Absolutely.
Of course they should have. But we're seeing this with a new set of eyes, because never before have we seen red carpet scenarios where people who don't even know how to power on a microphone are now interviewing our most prized creatives and talents throughout the entertainment industry. I don't know that that's 100% on them, but yeah, they should handle it different. But how do they know to do that?
I mean,
They're not qualified.
It's about ethics. It's about professionalism. Let's assume Babyface wasn't a legend. He was just some regular independent art.
Yeah,
I
it
hate to use the
wasn't
word.
cool either
I hate to
way.
use the, I hate to use the word nobody. But let's say he was a nobody, right? You still gotta have human decency. How you
Yeah.
treat people.
right.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you
she
interview
didn't like she didn't hit him with like the get out of here, hold on. She was like, oh, I'm sorry,
They
just
nah,
Chapel.
they were in mid conversation with
It wasn't good, but she didn't like.
bro. They were in mid conversation with Babyface answering the question, and she was just like,
It was bad. It was bad.
I'm over here, Chapel.
It was
because
Like, oh, you want to talk
because
about it? He was like, go ahead.
because that's what your producers are for. You should have somebody with you to take care of that, to go ahead and line it up. But I don't know.
yeah.
I go
Again,
on and on, man.
Nah,
you right about that too. I like
Yep.
that point too. But again, that puts it back on the network. Like
Yep.
they set them people up for failure. They not qualified to do them jobs.
Unqualified. That's the right word. They unqualified.
And the reason why they're there is because they have such a reach, a massive reach, right? I mean, where can you get that many people that Kai Cenat has tuning in to your show, broadcast, whatever? I mean,
But that's the catch.
He probably has more viewers watching his stream than that's
they
watching
got watching
the actual whatever it was that he was at the BT Awards or hip hop, whatever it was. There's more people watching the stream than is watching that.
Culture vultures, bro.
Culture
BT are culture vultures, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the catch, is they're trying to get the younger generation.
Yep.
But the problem is the younger generation has no appreciation for that before them.
And imagine if BET gave Kai Cenat all these stipulations, like you have to learn this, you got to study this.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been like, you know what, I'm good.
Like,
so at risk of doing that, we're gonna just let him rock. That's a culture vulture type of activity. So BET, Culture vultures.
That's on them.
I said it.
I
Culture
think,
vulture.
yeah.
He said, I said it. You on the list,
I said
BG?
No, I definitely think you would love to see people have the dedication to do what's needed to make sure that they represent the culture properly on an individual basis. But even if they don't, I mean, you're a multi-million, multi-billion viewer reaching network. You have a responsibility to make sure that you put a good product out there. You can't have people out there who don't know the people that they're talking to the point where they brushing some off for others and that kind of thing. So it's a shared blame in that scenario, but the bigger problem is the networks that's on a culture vulture vibe and just doing whatever it takes to try to get more eyeballs on these shows. But that's the side effect of trying to reach and grab a younger viewer audience that doesn't know or have an appreciation for the older viewer audience.
Exactly. So, I mean,
Wow.
no, what you say,
I've
B?
been on record. I've been on record as saying 90% of hip hop media is culture vultures.
You have?
Probably
I
95% of hip hop media is culture. I've been on record and said, and I just want to reiterate to the audience, in my humble opinion, I think most hip hop media are culture vultures, or at least do culture vulture type of activities.
right.
So
Activity,
that's just my
which is
my
what's
opinion.
one of these activities. That's right
It's
here.
my opinion. Whatever.
Hey, we got to do better as a culture, whether we young or whether we old. You know, we got
I
to
mean,
treat people with
I'm not.
regardless of their age.
I'm not criticizing because get your money. I mean, I'm not trying to judge because people. It's about the money at the end of the day. They doing what they got to do to get the ratings up, to get the advertising dollars up. I'm just calling spade a spade. I'm not judging. I'm just calling spade a spade. So I'm not trying to judge nobody for getting to the bag because that's what they do. All these podcasts that post clickbait, you know, Club Shay Shay, Big Facts
We
podcast.
name 'em.
Get
That's
get to your money.
to your
I'm
money.
just saying, like, you name them, they all do it. Joe Budden podcast, they all do it. Get to your money. I'm not. I'm just calling spade a spade though.
Like, who was it? Was it Cam who asked
Cameron,
Mario?
it is what it is.
Cam Newton asked
Oh,
Mario,
big.
like, I'm
Oh
gonna give
my
you a
God.
list of singers.
On the
Tell me
If
list.
which
that if
ones you think
That
can
was on
if
sing.
if
Mario
that's
should
not
have known
culture
that was
vulture,
a setup and been like, bro, I'm not doing
that
that.
that's
look
textbook culture vulture activity right there.
textbook, bro.
Textbook.
Text.
Textbook culture vulture activity.
Yeah, Mario fell for the bait on that one. He should have been like, bro, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Any artist out here
he
that's,
did.
you know what I'm saying, making music and getting to a bag, got an audience, whatever, then hey, if they got fans that like it, then it is whatever the fans say it is. It ain't for me to say whether they can sing or
Well,
not.
you know why he asked him that question though, right? Because Mario has been on record of indicating that there are people that he said that can't sing that he's sing way better than. And so
Hey, he has a classic clip
he got
on
a
that
clip.
verses
Exactly.
when them boy Jeremiah started singing and Mario was like, yo, that sound
He's like, "Yeah,
crazy.
what kind of vocals y'all got?
I
Because that
mean, he wasn't wrong, but
So so
here's
so
my
am I gonna exploit that for ratings and for views, or do I like
that's
if
try
you
to
try
like
that's culture
you try
vulture activity.
you trying to get the viewership, you trying to get enticement and salacious. There we go. And
That's
salaciousness, you
salaciousness.
absolutely best regard because
Yeah.
I mean I may not like when I do interviews and stuff. Like we did a couple of interviews and things like that. Like when we did the interview, when me and Ty did the interview with Major, right? We could have asked Major all types of stuff in regards to a whole bunch of stuff. I could have asked a whole bunch of people a bunch of things. I just don't want to do that. Like I had a person that I interviewed that is related to somebody who's super famous. And my man was like, yo, I just want to make sure you're not going to ask me any questions in relationship to this. And I was like, yo, first of all, I didn't even know you was related to that person. So I would have never asked you any questions anyway until you brought it up. But still, I'm not going to ask you any questions like that anyway, because that's not the point of the interview. And I actually don't really care if that, regardless if it's true or not. I'm not interviewing you for the ratings of gossip, right? I'm doing my little hands over gossip. Like I don't care. Because I could ask him some questions, and boy, he would have gave. Because the person he related to was the Jello pudding pops, but but hey,
You,
hey,
you funny, Brian. You funny, man. You
B,
funny.
look, I did it. B, you know why I did it because we talking
You
about
funny.
that's why people do it. But
You funny, dude.
but I mean, Mario has been on record of saying, um,
I was so disappointed in that though. I saw Shannon Sharp get Icewear Vezo on this podcast,
mhm,
and Gucci Man was on the Big Facts podcast talking about how rappers who do podcasts are like broke or something. I don't know what he said. He was disparaging rappers who had a podcast. And then Shannon Sharp said, "Hey, I swear, because I guess Iceberg had a new podcast. I guess I don't know. Hey, I swear, Gucci Man said that rappers who do podcasts fell off. What do you got to say about that? Culture vulture type stuff, bro. Like you have a long
yes,
history of being a culture vulture, and it's just like,
yeah, yeah,
but that's what people feed into that. They love
they
that.
do.
So,
They look for
so,
that.
so you blow up, but it's at the expense of hip hop culture, African
Yeah,
American culture. Because now it's like beefs have started, people get shot,
That's right.
and this is like, as long as you're making money, you don't care.
That's right. They
To me,
don't.
that's not cool. It's not cool to me.
As long as I mean, because they probably can justify whatever that is as the art of journalism, right? Our job is to uncover what is necessary to uncover to tell the story, to give the viewers what they're
But
looking
but 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 Mario don't have a good enough story to talk about that you got to pit him against Bryson Tiller, or I swear Vezo don't got a good enough story that you got to try to like pit him against Gucci Man. It's like why? Well, we should be trying to build bridges here because I promise you that like even though Mario may subjectively or objectively be a better singer than Bryson Tiller, we can still build a bridge. They can do a song together. Like they can
right.
still coexist in a world where everybody's happy. Why do
Well,
we gotta like? But we because money is to be made because we want to blow up our podcast and get these numbers and all this stuff. We want to like denigrate our culture. It's terrible.
it
It's
is
terrible.
it and I'm wondering as I'm sitting here thinking about that, does that stem from historical perspectives, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it why is it so that we are using divisive tactics to stir or tactics to stir divisiveness within the culture itself? Like,
because there
there's
is no greater gain of viewership than that comes from conflict.
There
It's
you
that's right.
tried
go.
and proven.
That
It don't
that
make it right, but
that
it's tried and proven that conflict creates viewership.
That's right. That's why we love movies that have conflict and tension and things that happen. Right. It gets our heart pumping. It makes us. It raises our adrenaline level. Right. So when you think about conflict, people love it. People want it. And especially if it's about your favorite artist or another artist talking about another artist, and it's like, why though? I mean, like I'm like, honestly, I don't care. I think all of y'all probably can or can't sing, but why does it really at the end of the day, why does it matter? And then how, and I think that's the issue I have with a lot of these podcasts and shows is that none of them I see are helpful. And maybe that's just my own perspective because of the background that I have. No matter what I want to do, I want to make sure that whatever's being presented is helpful, is educating, is uplifting in some capacity. And I can tell you, a lot of these podcasts that I watch are not. I mean, they're not. And Ty, I already told you about, and I don't think B was here when we had this conversation, but who I think I was talking to Ty about it on one of the episodes. Was I watched that video of all the podcasts where the host are the reasons why there are issues on the
Yeah,
show.
the conflict start.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
conflict starts. Like I was watching, and I'm not trying to be bashing of anybody, but um, there was just a lot of podcasts that I watched. Whether it was No Jumper, whether it was, and No Jumper was notorious for causing drama on their show.
yeah.
Vlad, whether it
That's
was,
that's
uh,
their format. Period.
a project. It's just conflict, and it's like, why? Why do you want to? Why do you want to take it to a level where there's conflict so that you're disrespecting your guest? Right? I actually stopped listening to a podcast, and I used to love watching this podcast because it was, and I would have never expected that out of this podcast. But I think it happened because they're. I want to say because they're
Ooh.
black. I want to say because they're black, being and am I going to say because they black, right? But I had to stop. And you know, I'm not a person. If I'm very blunt, especially about stuff. I'm just going to say whatever it is. I was watching the Social Proof podcast one day. I used to love watching the Social Proof podcast with David Shands and Donnie Wiggins, right? Used to love watching. Used to. I did go to Podcast Summit because I wanted to hear what was going on about podcasting. But on one of those shows, they had a guest, and the guest wasn't like super disrespectful, but the guest wasn't like the best of guests. But no matter how you act as a guest, I'm never going to say, you know, I'm going to beat you up on air in front of you to anybody. And when I heard that, when she said that, when she said it, his co-host said it. Like she was like, man, I'll smack. She said something about smack you or I'll beat you up or something like that. And he said nothing. I was like, I'm done. I can't watch it anymore. Because why would you allow anybody, a co-host, a producer, whoever, threaten a guest? Period. And after that, I never watched them again. We thrive off of it. We thrive off conflict.
Salaciousness sells.
But we don't see white people do it. We don't see white podcasters do it. I mean, there are some.
They do it. They do it.
There are some, but it's not something that is
to the degree, it's not amplified to the degree. I get
that we have, right? They may do. I mean, you had your Howard Sterns, you got your boy Joe Rogan, right? Mm-hmm. But how many other ones can you name?
Right.
No Jumper, right? I mean, he did it. You know, Kelby. We talking about my man Kelby on here. He's talking about what we talking about. Well, right now we talking about media, hip hop media, and how they are culture vultures and doing culture vulture type activities and things, and why we within the Black community, from a media perspective, are so divisive and using salacious tactics and always creating divisiveness and going after shock value when our white counterparts in other media don't, which explains why we had that conversation and Tye, why Kendrick went to Harper's Bazaar, why he went to the white publications, and he went to
ones where he knew that
no Black media.
If he went there, that they were going to stick to the script.
Exactly, and they stuck to the script. But we not. He ain't go to no Breakfast Club, none of that stuff. But we know how it is. So
I mean, Breakfast Club is notorious for getting a list of things not to talk about and then talking about them.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, algorithm, right? That's what he's saying. Yeah, it's definitely the algorithm. That's exactly why people doing it. But man, let's go to. We spent a lot of time on the Indie report. But so let's talk about the next one. Problematic racist. Programmatic race. See, Kelby, and then we're gonna. Hey, that may have to be another thing to talk about, another episode right there. And I know B is a definite hip hop head. But B, how do you feel about no hip hop songs being in Billboard Top 40 for the first time since 1990?
All right, my bad. Eating.
No.
Listen, to me, that's not a bigger deal as people making it seem. That's another thing to get clicks and to get, because don't y'all notice how they say, "Oh, Billboard don't mean this, Billboard don't mean that." Oh, who cares about Billboard? But yet, all of a sudden, the rap songs in there. Not everybody care about Billboard. All of a sudden, I thought we didn't care about Billboard. Which one? Which one is it? Which one is it? I've seen so many different narratives on this. I've seen somebody say, I think my boy Isaac Hayes the third, somehow how Drake carried, how this is proof that Drake carried hip hop. Not to mention Drake has had several records release his own and features over the last year that didn't do nothing, mind you. But we need. So I think all kind of I think it's much to do about nothing. I think the Billboard I think the music industry is changing in general. And I think we're putting too much stock in this whole no rap songs being in the Billboard Top 40. I think we're putting too much stock in it. I think that it just so happens that rap is don't have no hit records right, no big commercial. But what is a I said this years ago that pop music will take over everything. Everything will be pop. I said it years ago. As a matter of fact, I think I had a podcast where we interview Ike on Valentine's Day 2016 or 2017, something like that. Look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I said it on that particular show that there would be that all the genres were kind of merged into pop. That's kind of what we're seeing now. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is pretty much pop music. And I just think that I said that pure hip hop would be underground. And we kind of seeing that. Whereas like hip hop music is kind of being underground. And I think it's much to do about nothing though. I think that this is just an opportunity for folks to have clickbait talking points for their podcast, like we're doing, right? We're having a talking point out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a big issue
Mm.
personally.
No, I think you're right in the fact that a lot of times we could be selective in what we participate
Yeah,
in, like what we
I thought
talk.
we don't care. I thought we don't care about Billboard. I thought we don't care about Billboard. I thought Billboard didn't matter. But now it matters. I don't know.
Now it matters, right? And it's been a hot topic. When Billboard comes out with all these lists and things like that, it gives us things to talk about. And now people are like, well, I care about it, but now I don't care about it. But does it really matter though? I think that's the ultimate question, even for independents. Does it really matter what Billboard says and who's on Billboard, and if we ever get to Billboard? I mean, I've known people, and I'm sure y'all have known people who've been on Billboard. You know, I mean, does as an independent, does it matter if we on Billboard? I mean, what's the benefit? I guess that's like the benefit of like having a Grammy, or benefit of being on any type of chart, right?
Nah, it's a little bit different.
On being on Billboard, he says a little bit different. Like what's the benefit?
Billboard is different. Come on, guys. Everybody gather around here. Billboard is different for this reason. Billboard is a quantifiable way of seeing how much a song is being played across radio networks, a media-based record.
Sure.
Everybody knows, and we've been having the conversation for several years, that radio is not the end-all be-all. It's not the only way that a record can be a hit record, right? But we also have acknowledged that there's no greater way to get paid short of endorsement, sponsorship, or touring than radio. So if you have a record that's charting on Billboard, that's probably going to be, if you're not touring or if you're not to the point where your tours are selling out, you're probably making more money off of that Billboard status than you are off of anything else, because those radio stations are paying out. Well, I say that specifically for hip hop, that matters because most, not all, Cardi B, most rappers are writing their own raps. And so that's a huge way for them to get money through their PROs.
Mm.
If you're on Billboard, that means you're getting so many spins that it's relevant enough to put you on that chart. And if it's doing that, then you are seeing, probably 8 times what you would see off of streaming numbers in a PRO check from a radio check. Billboard is tied directly to that. But the correlation is, generally, in order to make that kind of money to where it's relevant for you, that means you've had to spend that kind of money on promotion for those records.
That's right.
And so what it's really saying is the labels are not investing in the push for hip hop records like they have in the past, or maybe there's just no breakout record that's kind of forcing their hand
Mm-hmm.
to push a record to that point. But it's almost like they basically said it's a better investment for us to put our money behind an R&B record or a country record
Or
or
pop.
a EDM record,
Mhm.
anything other than a hip hop record, because they're not liking what it's looking like in regards to the return on that investment.
I mean, I forgot who said it. Somebody said that they know that it's the reason why is because of that. There's no money being pushed behind hip hop from that perspective. So they're not investing dollars into the promotion or advertisement. I'm saying advertisement. The advertisement of hip hop in in that perspective. So a lot of the money is going to probably the more dominant genres, like, and we would say hip hop's a dominant genre, but when we're seeing it from this perspective, it's really pop, uh, some classical rock, um, stuff like that. B went offline. You got to come back. Classical, rock, EDM, anything else. There's money not being poured into hip hop the way that it used to be, and
Yeah, I
so
mean that the guy from QC and all of them who had the conversations, even Ray Daniels talks about, even Wendy Day talks about,
mhm,
you've got to spend six figures in money in order for a radio, in order for a song to be successful at radio.
right.
That's, I mean, that's a direct correlation to tell you that that kind of money is not being spent on hip hop records.
Who cares, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I, I'm the wrong person to talk to because I couldn't care less about big record labels. What they, there's a book by I think her name is Anita Ambrose called Blockbuster. Came out, I don't know, 7 8 years ago, about how labels pretty much invest all their money in like a couple, 2 or 3 acts, and all the other artists kind of like just get whatever's left over. But their main focus is on like whatever acts are gonna like get them the biggest bang for their buck. They only focus on a couple of different. It's a great book, and I'm sure it's probably outdated by now. I'm guessing there's gonna be a new edition coming out soon. But these labels, of course, they're only gonna invest in like the big superstars. Your Kendricks, your Drakes, your what's her name? The Ronan girl that had the big breakout album.
Capital.
Your
Yeah, Chaperone.
S-
Yeah, Chaperone.
yes,
Yeah,
Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift.
yeah.
Like, so as far as
Hey,
that goes, unless you're a big artist, you're not gonna get a super big push anyway. Every other artist is kind of just take whatever scraps is left there. If something blows, it blows. If it doesn't blow, it doesn't blow. Whatever. But I think as independent artists, man, like, who we don't care. Who cares, man? About what I'm saying? Who cares about like if a hip hop record is in the top Billboard or not? Like we're you can have a successful career without all that. You can have a
Right.
successful career. You
okay.
can make your own way. Who cares? And I promise you, like, there's gonna be a rap record there in a couple weeks. It's gonna happen. Who cares? But it's like I
It's,
think most of this. I think this whole story is just something for clicks and to make a story about. I think it's it's a story, but it's not as big a story as we're making it to be, in my humble opinion.
yeah, because when you think about these types of charts, and where people are. I mean, and I think in the conversation we had with Major, he was talking about something about and I know he was specifically talking about things in relationship to the Grammys, but it's like that notoriety, right? It's like being put in the spotlight for all the hard work that you've done in your career, and who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want people to see that they put in a lot of hard work and effort and energy and time into it, and things like the Grammys or any awards or things like Billboard is a recognition medium for people to be highlighted or
But
celebrated in
that's
that.
why I say that Billboard's a little different, because you don't make any, like people say, oh, Grammy, is huge and you don't make any money from winning a Grammy.
No,
There is a direct denominational correlation between where you are on Billboard and how much money is in your pocket.
that's true.
I just want to
But
make
if
sure we be clear on that.
but if I'm not mistaken,
It's not an
if I'm not
award.
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, a few years ago, streaming is factored in there a little bit as well. They factor streaming in there as well as radio play. Streaming was no, streaming was added. Streams was added to
Wow.
Billboard a few years ago, so they count streams as well as radio play.
Only digital media streaming, which means if somebody's got a radio station that's only online.
So you're telling no.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that
It's
Okay.
media based, which means it has to be played on the radio, but it also does include if I've got a digital radio station that you can
I'm talking
go to
about Spotify, Apple Music,
www.these.nuts to listen to music.
Jeez.
Deezer.
Ah.
I'm talking about Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer. Go ahead, Brian. You looked it up. Go ahead.
Look at VV's like, what? Look, I'm joking. Okay, look. So here's what it says. It says Billboard counts metrics like digital and physical sales, online streaming, and radio airplay to rank songs and albums. Right. So it talks about key metrics of sales. This includes both digital downloads and physical sales, things like CDs, vinyls, etc. Streaming. This counts on-demand audio and video streams from platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. And radio airplay. This data comes from the tracking radio spins on traditional and digital stations. So that's all. Those are all the three key
That
metrics
sounds
that
like
go into
everything.
everything. Those are all
Yeah,
the metrics that go
and
into.
we just talked about the body. We
So
just talked about so you can't take this stuff to heart too much
So
because
yeah, that actually sucks. Well,
great.
because that didn't used to be a thing, but I guess streaming has gotten so big. I understand why they would use the streaming platforms numbers as far as sales, the
Mhm.
digital downloads, because that is the equivalent to a sale. What they use from the streaming numbers is, there's a certain number of streams that equates to a sale.
Mhm.
Like that's how they
1,500.
figure out the number of copies sold.
1,500.
Yeah, so
Yep, it's
that kind of
included. It's all included. And so let's just think about. Let's go back to RBX, Cell Block 2, and Detroit,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
let's
So
not go back to RBX. Let's not.
if somebody,
no, I'm saying why do we take it so serious when we know that it's a lot of trickery going on? Who cares about the billboard? Like we know a lot of this is fixed. The fight is fixed.
Yeah, and the pretense is really the same. It's you got to put money behind it in order to get those results.
that's right.
Same is true with the streams. Your man Thug, he told on himself. He said he put 55,000 up on
He did
Gunna's project.
on Gunna's project. So yup.
But that's the correlation to that. A label's gonna put a $200,000 push behind a song to make sure it gets on Billboard.
That's right.
But that does then in turn pay out way better than however many million streams.
They got that's right. So they figured out this is a way for them to get money outside of digital
It's
platforms like
always been the way.
Apple Music. So yeah.
Go to radio because they're like
Yep.
radio pays way better.
Yep. So man, fella, before we even run out of time here, we definitely want to talk about this thing called the Watchlist, of course, which is where we highlight independent. But I don't know anything else y'all want to add to this Billboard thing. Probably not.
Nah,
Nah, it's all rigged. It's fake news.
I
Nah.
know.
So we're starting this new segment called the Watch List, where we are talking about and where we highlight independent creatives that are making moves within the culture, the industry. Right? I mean, we are the Indie Unplugged, so we want to highlight what creators are doing. And I took it upon myself this time to highlight a group that I love, right? That I like. I mean, y'all gonna have to come up with for the next episode. That way I don't dominate because I'll nominate these dudes again. But the group that I want to pay, that I want to give some shine to on the watch list is a group called Loyalty is Timeless. They are a rising hip hop duo made up of two brothers, Big D and Controversy. They are originally from Birmingham, Alabama. They now live.
Big D is a wild rap name. That's wild.
No. Are
Shout
they
out
called
to
lit?
Big D.
Are they called lit?
Yeah, lit.
Please tell me they called lit.
They are.
Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah,
lit.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
All right.
they are called lit.
Lit.
Yeah, loyalty. Yeah, but
Lit.
loyalty is
Okay,
time
good.
is the full name, but yes, lit is what they're called.
Okay.
Um,
Shout out to them.
yeah, that was a good play on thing right there. They are from Birmingham, Alabama. They now live here in Atlanta. They are to me what Outkast was in the beginning,
Ooh,
brother. The,
you put a lot of pressure on them right there. You
That's
put
high
some pressure.
praise. It's
they
high praise right there.
I'm not even saying I'm saying it, but they said it themselves too, right? These boys right here, they're like, if you're looking for some real bars, some real melodies, soulful energy, some real storytelling, where not talking about salaciousness, they're talking about family, loyalty, overcoming challenges, staying true to who you are. Then loyalty is timeless is the group. Yes, lit is their name, but I love what they're doing because these brothers are crazy consistent. They're I mean they don't use any gimmicks. They're not trendy, but these dudes can rap. These dudes can sing, and they are. That's why I say they like an outcast type.
Yeah, visually, that's how they look. I just looked them up. I'm locked in now. I'm locked
Look
in.
them up.
I
So
Look them.
see it.
when
Yeah.
you post this on YouTube, insert some
Oh,
music. Insert a
Yeah.
clip.
Well,
yeah,
look, insert they cover art,
bro.
they header.
Bro, look. We went. My wife and I went to. They got a show coming up on November 17th too. If y'all want to go, I can send you the flyer in case y'all want to check out
Yeah.
the group. But they got an album called. What's the album called, man? You're like, you got me. They have an album, bro. I kid you not. When you know how at the end of the year you do like your Apple Music does like the most music you listen to for that year.
You talking about bigger dreams or
Um, it's the one before that. It's loyalty is passion.
loyalty and passion?
Loyalty is passion. When they came out with that, and man, I was like, yo, all right, y'all gotta get out. Yo, hold up, what's up with my library? I know my library just don't have Big L and Mob
Yeah,
Deep
they
in it.
definitely giving the Outcast vibe for sure. I could see that
Yes, sir.
visually. Anyway, I don't know
Vi-
about the music. I ain't gonna give them
Oh,
that yet. I gotta hear it first. I'm gonna
yeah,
check it
Lord.
out.
Oh, bro, you know what?
Uh, I know y'all been seeing all these people
Look,
saying
all
T.I.
right.
the greatest out here too.
I ain't heard nobody say that, Ty. I ain't heard nobody say that, brother. I haven't.
These dudes.
Yeah, I start on my day like, who can I change? What can I learn? How can I earn more of the discipline from all them apps they put in my phone? That's my concern. You see the youth, wait, don't answer. You might be blinded by all of them cameras. Don't
These
be the
dudes are
one with
dope.
your son on the channel. Fox 5, watching my energy block vibes. You losing the
Yeah,
drive,
these
the
dudes are.
car died. But me, I let the bars ride from way back. Archives. But don't you
Yeah,
get
y'all.
lost though.
Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but don't do them a disservice though, because
I'm not.
the sound quality, like let them
I,
go listen to it. 'Cause,
go listen to it.
yeah,
Go listen
go
to it.
listen to it.
They're on Apple Music. They got a bunch of different projects. My favorite is Loyalty and Passion. These dudes know I roll for them. If and I told them, I said, if I had a record label and I had millions of dollars, they would be the first group I would sign. To me, they are just that dope. So I wanted to give a recognition on this watch list to Loyalty is Timeless, lit as their name is, because they absolutely are a lit group. So shout out to Loyalty is Timeless. Let me see if I
shout
got
out to them brothers. That song sound like a vibe. I'm gonna have to check it out the right way.
check it out the right way. Loyalty is Timeless. So yeah. So but man, I know we at 113. I'm about to let y'all go because we ain't even we didn't even get to the click debate, right? Which is we'll say that's the next time. look at B, B's like,
No,
nah.
Hey,
I'm not
hey,
doing that, man.
Like
I'm
hey!
not. No, I'm not doing that.
I just want to say this real quick. I think one of the other things that we ended up going to talk about is the AI girl, and it was super
I gotta
funny her interview on Gayle King.
watch it.
But why did Isaac Hayes III just say on Suno in like 5 minutes he was able to make a song by the same artist? He's like, that's the problem with this AI thing. It belonged to everybody. She don't belong to. She belonged to the streets.
For the
That
street.
that vocal belonged to the streets. He
That is
he
crazy.
did some prompting. 10 minutes later, blue, he got a song by literally using the same vocal.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
that's the danger of using.
I don't know. Just I seen earlier. K. Michelle said she's suing
because it sounds like it.
Yeah, because everybody keep telling her the girl sounds like her.
Hey, Michelle.
She said she trying to get a lawyer right now.
I bet. I bet. But I gotta watch that interview. I haven't seen it, so I saw it on Gayle King, and I'm like, I need to go check that out.
Yeah,
So,
Gail. The girl said the whatever the artist name is, Janae, whatever it is. She said it's an extension of me. Gail said, but you can't sing. She was like,
it ain't an extension of you.
But it's my lyrics though.
That's true though. That's true.
Well, now it's Isaac Hayes the third's vocals.
Yo, that's crazy.
So what we doing?
That's crazy. That's
what we doing. This is like a AI in this current format is basically a public restroom. Anybody can take a shit or a piss.
That's one heck of an analogy. That is a crazy analogy, though.
It's a public restroom.
Probably true. It's probably true because it is a.
Things are changing. Things are changing.
You know, see what I can whip up real quick, and then put some put something out.
Put my own flavor on it.
Look, Kelby said, "What about the beat machine with someone who can't drum?" Hey, or I mean, a beat machine of somebody who can't. I don't know, but I wouldn't say drums are easier.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
it's a fair argument.
It's a fair argument. I don't know if you got to be.
If you don't have a drum set in your possession, and you have somebody who actually spend the time to load up all the drum sounds into a machine. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, but if you got an MPC, got to press the MPC pads to get the actual beat. I can do the 1/4 and.
But what if you can't play on time? You quantize it. You can't play on time, but you get this machine to put.
Yeah, technically you could say that's AI. Technically, I mean,
everything.
It's a fair argument. It's a fair argument.
Quantization would be AI.
Even more so now because people are using beat loops. I mean, I'm from the 1900s. I actually made the whole beat. Like, if it was 8 sounds in a beat, I played every single sound. I didn't use a splice patch.
We're all from the 1900s
to make my beat. But when you start even talking about quantized, that's artificial intelligence. If I didn't play it on time and now it's on time, that wasn't me.
Yeah, no, I mean, but quantization just moves it. It just
playing it on time is.
But you didn't do it though.
It just moves. You can do it. You can just go in and just drag it and move it to the grid.
Shout out to Jay Dilla, Just Blaze, High Tech producers who don't quantize their drums. They just play it.
They just leave them off time and slump and
still
be banging.
Right, just filthy. But yeah, that's crazy. But Brian said he ain't doing no click debate. He don't want to talk about the top most overrated hip hop songs of 2025. We'll say that. We'll come back to that.
I see that one up, man.
Anything by Doji.
It was on my list though. Hold up, look. We about to end. We about to end. And I'm
overrated. Must be by Doji.
I'm gonna add you in here because we about to end. Boom. Yo, what's up? Unplugged.
What's good?
Zing in the building. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Yeah, he got the mic ready. Oh, he was ready.
Wait
a minute.
Kelby does this.
We've been set up.
Kelby does this. He said,
"That man's ready to go." Yes, sir. What's good?
Chilling out. I'm here to defend all my my AI constituents.
Oh man, you just entered the lion's den, then, my brother.
Hey. Into the light. You lucky because we're about to close it. But man,
because Brian hates AI, right? B.
All it is technology.
I don't hate it. I'm just saying, if you can't be the person to do it,
Drums and drumming.
like I can't play keys, but I know people who. So I was like, "Yo, I need you to play this."
No, but B, you showed me this software though. You showed me software a couple months ago
Joy,
that
yeah,
will literally help you play.
Scalar 2. Yeah, I did.
You showed me that.
Scalar 2. That's right, Scalar 2. It'll you play the key and it'll automatically do the chord for you. So yeah,
We
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
that's fancy
making
work.
we're just making better tools.
we need what?
We're just making better tools. Like all it is, like from art, from a perspective of you have an idea up here and you're trying to manifest it. And from painting on the cave walls to getting brushes and different types of ink, like to photography. Like when photography comes in, do you need people to paint portraits anymore when you could just take a snapshot of family portrait? And then when we get to color, like the technology just keeps improving where we're able to capture something that's truer to life or more vividly what you have in your mind. And so there's a lot of people who may have the melodies, have the I can't sing for nothing. I wish I could. If I would have never started this magazine if I could sing. I'd be on tour right now. Like, and it's just like a lot of times we just don't have the capacity to execute what's up here. And so like it's DJs DJing in relative mode. It's producers producing with quantization on who can't keep time. It's people clicking their beats in FL Studio because they have no rhythm. It's
Yeah.
like the technology just levels the playing field.
Yeah, I think it's for me probably it's different because she's having somebody sing a song. Now, I guess it'd be different if she wrote the song and had like a singer sing it, but she's
Mhm.
song and then having an imaginary person sing it, and or an imaginary person create all of the music around it. Like the only thing she did was write the lyrics.
All right, so I'm about to jump off the ledge. I'm pretty sure everybody in here, producers and stuff like that, y'all know how difficult it is to work with artists
Yeah, you
That's
and
my
how
can't
they
do
point.
be
that.
in their own
Yes.
head.
He
I
making
get,
my
And
point. Yes.
they imaginary themselves. They're corporeal imaginary. They are unrealistic.
I get, but they're real individuals though. I get they may be difficult to work with, which is why I still presume that Timbaland went that route because he can demand whatever he wanted out of his artists to accomplish. Same thing with this person's not going to talk back. They're not going to give you any ideas. They're not going to say no to anything. So whatever you want the output to be is what it's going to be based upon whatever you input into it. I just think in this case, she isn't capable of doing any of it except for the writing of the lyric. But here you are creating hit charting songs off of something that you actually can't even do, period.
But someone can make that case for any producer. You didn't play those horns. You can't play those keys. You didn't like you were just taking. It was like that whole thing when we went from hardware to software.
Mhm.
When you making beats on a computer, that ain't real. I'm like, my man, you know that MPC is just a slower computer, right? You know, there's not a little
Preaching. He
drum
preaching
set
right now. He
inside right
preaching.
there.
He's the preacher.
So it's just like the technology just keep evolving, and it's like it for me, I just look at it like, yo, it's technology that's allowing the thing for me is talent. There's a difference separation between talent and skill. Talent is the thing that God gives you. Skill is the thing you develop. So the talent is the creativity. So whatever they wrote, whatever they came up with to spark that, to create that, whether it was with the MPC or whether it's with the Sono, whatever. And actually, if I wrote something dope, like if it's trash going in, it's gonna be trash coming out.
I hear you. There's a difference if the NPC isn't making the beat. The software isn't making the beat.
Let's talk about Swiss with that. Let's talk about like how many people have used the presets, how many people have used I've stuff from just loop. Like let's talk about the loops.
Yeah. I now that I get. I get that, but the actual machine isn't making the music. Even though I may be using a VST, I still press a button somewhere and to create a melody. with Suno in this case, with her, she's just putting in a prompt, and
I don't wait. Them
it's
prompts is a series of keys.
not,
That's
not,
nasty work. I
that's
think
not,
that it is a matter of both having a skill and a talent. To your point, it's the execution of them both. Because even in production, you don't have to be able to play all of that stuff, but you are the person who has decided what the sequence is going to be. You choose the key, you choose the tempo. All of those things are a culmination of your skill, right? And so then on the talent side, you have that person who can write those lyrics that tell that story, that expresses that emotion. You have that person who has the vocal ability to deliver that message, to deliver that expression. And when you give that skill set, or you give that all-encompassing thing to a computer and it spits it out, it levels a playing field that was never meant to be. Like you said, a talent is God-given. So now we've given it to everyone. Who made us God?
Well, so my pushback on that would
Now
be,
everybody can sing.
it's not all right, I'll give you that. Like, right. But for me, the talent, like, that's always been my thing with hip hop and like R&B, like singing. Like hip hop, it matters if you have a ghostwriter, because the real talent is the writing. Anyone can recite the verse once it's written. Like everybody can't sing like the song. Like, so it's like, so that's the differentiator for me. So I definitely, I can agree with you on that. That my only,
even in writing the lyrics, like we used to. Why is there such thing with hip hop as the importance of writing the lyrics? Because it's supposed to be your story, right? Now you could just say, "Hey, write me something about growing up hard, eating honey buns," and it's gonna give it to you.
and I never
that's
grew
what
up,
we've been doing.
but that's what
It's
they do.
nasty work.
That's what they do. And I think for me, that's the issue. Yeah, I may have a computer. I may have where I'm making a beat using the VST, or using it. I'm pointing over here because that's where all my stuff is. Using the MPC, but it's not making the beat. I can't input something and the MPC created out of.
You still have to create it.
I
You
still gotta.
use those
I still gotta go to
skills
the
to
kit.
create.
Got to make the pattern. I still got to decide what sounds I want and start, programming and sequencing the beat in there.
I'm gonna give you a pushback on it, because I like being in the studio with a producer as an artist is a nerve-wracking thing. Like, because y'all be playing around with the keys, and I hear a melody, and then y'all lay it down, and just throw it away and switch to something else. And like, oh, what are you doing with it?
Don't like that. Push it up.
So it's an iterative thing of you finding it. So even when it comes to the prompt, it ain't just I type something and then this thing immediately comes out. It's still an iterative thing of refining it. It's not just like, hey, give me a song like this, and then boom, it gives you a song like this. It's
yes,
still
it is. What program you using?
But look, let me give you an example.
You got the beta version. You can literally get an entire song off of an 8-word sentence.
Yes, you can. So let me give you an example of how I think if you are using AI in this capacity as a co-creator of how it's used. So I was watching a video of one of the guys who's the project manager. I think that's what his title is, for Suno. And in the video, he was talking about Suno Studio. And he was like, okay, we got this beat that's already done, that somebody made it and we put it in here. And he's like, now I think I want a horn to go with it, but I'm a hum the horn part. I'm gonna sing it, and then I'm gonna have Suno go back and actually put a horn to it. And you could see he was on the thing, boop, 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 boop. And he recorded it into Suno Studio, and he put in the prompt, hey, I'm gonna make this a brassy horn, whatever the case. And Suno changed his vocal into a horn, right? Even though he himself was, saying it into the system generated. Now they got different systems that can do that now. Voclia is a system that can do that. I mean, think about tools that we use like Melodyne, Auto-Tune, that can pitch correct and do all these different types of things. But I still have to be able to do it.
They're modifying what you created,
what I'm already
not
doing.
creating it for you.
None of that.
They're modifying your creation.
Right. Suno from, even though I just mentioned the guy with Suno, he still inputted things into it. But from what she's doing, she's just only putting in her lyrics, no music creation,
no music,
no production, no anything.
It's producing the record.
record.
It's choosing the melody.
It's doing
It
everything.
chose the tempo. It chose the key.
Everything.
Nasty work.
But
But
like I've been
she
telling
chose,
y'all though, you can't
she
stop
chose
it.
to
It's
put it
coming,
out.
man. So why are we
True.
fighting it?
You can't
That
stop.
It's coming. So
she
why are
chooses
we
what it's in.
fighting?
It's here already. It's
She chooses when it's done, though. Like, have any of you ever made a flyer in Chat GPT?
yeah, of
Like,
course.
just like a graph. So it's like, that ain't right. Change this. That ain't right. Change this. Make it this color. That is the iterative process.
It is.
So I doubt it's just one prompt. And then it's like the very first iteration is the one that she puts out. It's like, nah, slow it down. Make the outro longer. Like, that's still, it's painting in broad strokes, but it's still painting.
Yeah,
And
that's,
so
No, it's not.
that's why. That's why.
That's called a Xerox copy.
That's why Jermaine Dupri
Because it's literally using everything that each one of us in this box has ever created to then create that algorithm to produce that product. This stuff's not coming out the clear blue sky. It's coming from the things that we have already created and making simulations of that. That's why Isaac Hayes III can go and use the same voice that lady is using on her Billboard charting artist, and he can make a song. And now he can upload that song and pretend like it was her. But it's not. You know why?
Panda.
That's a toy. That is not.
The landscape has changed. The landscape is different now. It is what it is.
It's like,
so
it is.
No, it is what we
It's
make
what it's
it.
in.
We lay down. You lay down in front of a train. The train will hit you. You ain't gotta lay down.
That's like saying
hip-hop has been wet AI. Like, that's what hip hop has been doing for the past probably 5-10 years. Like, we want to talk about the AI, all the training data, and then I'm just gonna emulate what I hear. What do you think all these new rappers is doing?
Look,
like, they just listen, the producers like tight beats. Like, that's just the prompt. Tight
That's
beat.
what I've been saying. When I talked about Logic, the rapper Logic is somebody who studied the technical aspects of rapping and learned how to do it, and literally that's Logic.
But
The
He had
rapper
to have
Logic,
the ability to do
studied
it.
it. He studied the craft. He
But
practiced.
give him credit for the work that he put in to get there.
Put in work.
bro. Logic. Again, God bless him. But when you talk about corny and you talk about just not hip hop,
I don't know. You're being disrespectful, B.
I am, and I'm sorry. I am. I apologize ahead of time. But Logic is a perfect example of somebody who just literally studied the algorithm. He studied the rhyme patterns and put it together and can rap his ass off,
He
but it's not
executed.
hip hop at all.
But he executed though. He didn't wait for a printout.
How is that different? How is
He
that?
is the printout.
That's not very different from AI.
He
It's
did it
not very
himself.
different.
But he
It's
did.
not very different.
He did
It's
it
not
himself.
different.
He did it himself. JJ Icefish been singing for 10 years. It still ain't good.
Hold on. Let's put some his name. Ice JJ Fish.
Ice is it's not JJ Icefish. He might need to change it.
Like, that's disrespectful.
Either way, that's the clear delineation between actually having some talent and not. We could say that Logic did that, but he was able to execute at a level that got him where he is on his talent.
Whatever
he
level.
had to have the talent to execute that. He had to have the work ethic.
No, is it talent?
That.
Is it talent? Is it talent or is it mathematics? Is it science?
Well,
let me know when the math work out for JJ Icefish, because I don't think his voice gonna get no better or them songs he write.
Here's what I was
true delineation. Mario would cook him. Mario would have a field day.
Y'all don't get it, but y'all get it one day. Trust me.
Look, as we get ready to close, here's what I would say, right? I think there's a difference in that perspective, because you can start off as a novice, right? You can start off as somebody who is not very skillful in a particular area. And as long as you go through that particular process, those 10,000 hours, right, of learning, practice, and perfecting it, you're eventually going to become really, really good at whatever that is that you've dedicated that time, energy, and effort to. So in Logic's case, he is even though he studied and maybe listened to other people and figure out how to do it, he himself has perfected that for however long he's been doing it.
Right.
To say, I have the skill to do this.
Yep.
Regardless if he's a carbon copy, he has perfected his ability to do it over a certain amount of time to be able to do it. This Janelle Monáe person is not, right? I mean,
I'm telling you, it's the same thing. You're gonna realize 5 years from now, revisit
She
this.
is the
Trust me,
end
it's the
result
same
of the
thing.
LLM. Like
here's
he's
the thing,
comparing logic to the LLM. Like
I get that part. I can see.
Yeah.
I can see trying to say that logic is a large language model, right?
Right.
I can see that in that case. I mean, because LLM study things and then they're able to
with,
spit right back
with
out.
no context.
No context. I get that. And so in that case, he's an LLM. He's an LLM. I can see it from that perspective, right?
But he still had to actually
lame loser MC. Nah, go ahead.
He
still had to actually do it.
lame loser. He still had to do it, and he's still better than RBA.
Yeah.
But he still had to do it. Right?
Post Malone has attempted to assimilate himself to every genre ever made.
And
But he found one and he's killing it.
And he still had to perfect it.
Yes.
AI is just a shortcut, y'all. It's just a shortcut. It's the same concept. It's just a shortcut.
Yeah.
It is a shortcut.
This is the equivalent.
It's the same thing, though. It's the same thing as logic. It's just a shortcut.
This is the equivalent to being eaten from the inside out. Like, we're killing ourselves at this point. From a creative perspective, once we get to the point that the language models don't need us to even create them, they can look at what they've already created and say, oh, the market needs this kind of song next. I'll go ahead and make that. Then you guys might as well pack up all your equipment and throw that stuff in the trash. We are literally eliminating ourselves as creatives by programming.
Why?
We had a conversation
why
about
not adapt? Why not? If you're that dope, you can be even better. Why not adapt?
Here's the thing. I think LLM gonna save the music industry. Like this, I just had a pivot. It's gonna save the music industry because it commoditizes music to the extent that it's valueless, so that it goes back to it being about the artist. It goes 100% about, because if I can come up, if Isaac Hayes can use that same voice and just put something out there, then if everybody has access to it, then that's not the thing. That's not the differentiator anymore. It goes back to having to have a story and people having to be vested in the artist.
I can see that, because we're going to be like, you know what? We're tired of this. We want real.
It's a novelty.
This
is a novelty.
And so now we're going to.
It's a yo-yo. Okay, you can't do this but so many times. After you done made this mug go up and down, you can make. I've literally seen people in Reddit forums talking about they've had it for 3 months. They've made every song that they ever dreamed that they ever could have made, and now they're like, "What's next? I'm bored." It's a novelty.
With millions of dollars.
The making it is a novelty, but the listening experience, because we just want new shit.
I think people are gonna get tired of listening to it. I think they're gonna start wanting authentic music again. Music.
You might be right. I'm tired of them blue and purple flyers on my timeline.
Real humans, right? I mean, I get that it's here. I get that as we close out, ladies and gentlemen, I get that it's here, right?
He's gonna be listening to it. He gonna be like, "This is what we supposed to be."
Oh, bro, I'm about to go and soon and make a whole album.
Look, I got a lot more to say, but it's not the time. I got a whole lot more to say about this, but it'll be at a later date.
We got to come back in and do another thing then.
A whole lot more to say about this.
We want to hear all the things you got to say about it. So maybe we'll do just an episode on just this one topic.
We'll see.
And then, or maybe a panel or whatever the case. Because I did spend some money today on.
It's a tough topic. I'm just here to defend my computer overlords. Like, do not. I'll put in a good word for you guys when it all goes down, when we hit the singularity.
Yeah. Hey, he's one that was talking bad about us, right? Hey, we the resistance from right here to here, and then there's the. I mean,
I just want to go back in the machine and enjoy my steak. Oh, yeah. I could be out here on the Nebuchadnezzar eating slop.
All right, Cypher. But man, Kelby, man, I appreciate you joining us on camera.
For sure,
conversation, brother. Appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. But Man, stick around. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you for those who chatted with us in the chat, and just for Kelby jumping online. That's what we want, right? We want this to be conversational and for people to come on and to talk about all these different topics. I mean, we're all independents, right? Make sure y'all go support us. Make sure y'all go support Making It Magazine. You know what I'm saying? My man Kelby's out here doing amazing things. Had a chance to, of course, have him on the podcast several times, and been out to some of his events. Make sure y'all come. Kelby, tell people about it so they know exactly what's going on with what you got.
Okay, so every first Saturday of the month, we do our Making It Industry Mixer. And it's a legit industry mixer. It's for industry professionals only. It's invite only. It's not an open mic, not a showcase. Ain't about to be 70 artists performing, none of that stuff. I just personally invite out over 100 DJs, content creators, media, entertainment attorneys, different people who do different things in the music industry. Because I realize, like, I know a lot of people and a lot of people know me, but they don't always know each other. So every month I just invite out a bunch of different people and move around the room and introduce people to each other. And we just have a good time, enjoy music, and have conversations.
So,
yeah, y'all please make sure y'all make sure y'all support. But we out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace. And now we did our first live. I ain't got the intro music. I ain't got the outro music.
We ain't got
okay.
I got you. And this has been the Indie Unplugged.
That's great.
Ain't my music he dancing to as well. Like, Trojan horse.
Peace.